Boy, what a weird string of bad luck we've been having around here. I mean, the good news is we were able to get inside the Crimson God Palace. Bad news is we lost most, if not everybody we had on. Everybody else got chicken shit and fled the coop.
It's a small price to pay for freedom.
The infection has spread.
That too. You know what? In hindsight, because I'm generally thinking out loud, maybe this is exactly how it was meant to be. Because wasn't it just the three of us when we did Jak 2?
Yes. If not Jak 2, then like the majority of the Jak series.
So you know what? This is how it was meant to be. You're gonna have to stay tuned for the Schmuckheads for the Schmuckheads spin-off to learn how we lost Matt and Doug in the adventure of one single doorway. But boy, oh my gosh!
Are we allowed to spoil DLC this early?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do it. We can do whatever we want. I got control right here. No, James has the control. He's playing.
It's like, oh, you can do whatever you want. It's all like anyone
I'm
watches
the bug
these.
exterminator around these parts. Thank you very much.
I love that they just keep their spare helmets in this locker room.
Yeah, if in the event they end up losing whatever they have on standby, it's like they probably got a whole freaking trash can of these things.
Right. Okay. Also, to throw this out there completely, throw the idea of this out there. I have finished looking through and testing. I still want to beat the game at least once so I can make sure that the full thing runs well enough. There's going to be some hiccups here and there, but well enough. Yes, I do believe I'm going to do Lost Frontiers.
Okay.
Well, hopefully not before you do Jak X first.
No,
that comes beforehand.
And I do want to do Jak X because Jak X, I heard, is actually a pretty solid game. The only like real problem it had going was that people playing Jak and Daxter were not exactly expecting a mainline canon story game that only contained racing.
I mean, to be fair, it was pretty much just them aping off of their previous success with Crash Bandicoot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in some ways, it kind of checks out.
Yeah.
Every game, like, up until Uncharted, like, every, like, franchise they held had 3 main games. Yeah, then they had a kart racing spin-off with some minor story elements you might want to pay attention to later, even though, in Jak's case, he only had, like, 1 more game after that.
And in Crash
Bandicoot, we also got Daxter.
And in Crash Bandicoot's case, it was a game with such ridiculous story elements that Naughty Dog never even wanted anybody to ever continue from that point. But continue they did.
I mean, wasn't the original idea behind the how they were going to end CTR was that in Oxide's whole huff, like for losing, he literally just blows up the planet.
I think that was the original idea. Yes, just to be finally a literal like, well, you did it. But otherwise, like, yeah, no, just the general premise of Oxide as a character was one that Naughty Dog literally made to spite people for wanting another villain. Like, okay, well, we literally gave you Satan to an extent with Uka Uka, so here have Wacky Alien Man. It's now officially Space Jam.
Like, he is the literal, like, and we're not even just, like, joshing about. They confirmed it themselves. Like, he was literally made to be like the series jumping the shark, and apparently the series stuck the landing because, yeah, I mean, we got more games afterwards.
I mean, it's not like Oxide was really that offensive of an addition anyway. He was just there for the sake of this whole racing game.
Yeah, that is fair.
A very solid one at that.
I was going to say, yeah.
They just went from there.
And yeah, and first of all, Nitro Fueled has been one of the better remakes we've had in the last decade.
Assuming you don't also consider the game's shameless usage of microtransactions.
Yes,
well,
monetization
I will
aside.
say it's only shameless in how they put them into the game. Like, the microtransactions themselves, and, like, this isn't just me. I've seen, like, a few other, like, members of the fan base agree with me on this. It's probably some of the most, like, unintrusive use of it's probably some of the most unintrusive microtransactions ever, because literally the only thing that you can use for it is just for cosmetics.
I guess, but it's still there's a
shit ton of them, though, to be fair.
And I was saying there's unfortunately still an element of predatory nature in how they did it.
Well, yeah, the fact that they added them in, like, after the game was released, that was scummy. I will give you that. I just meant, like,
wait a minute.
Oh.
I didn't even...
That was the day that Daxter landed on his ankle wrong, and he was never quite the same spry little fella ever since.
Oh, good lord, I can relate to that. That fucking sucked.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
oh, I hate. Recently, I've been like, even just walking, like I'm going downstairs a certain way, like suddenly the sole of my foot hits something wrong and just like a little spike of whoa. Speaking of
Okay,
spike,
you know.
I mean, granted, I had it worse. Like about a few, like I think I brought up the
yeah?
story at least once, like an eternity ago, where I was playing with friends. Like this was during high school or whatever, and
Right.
we were playing tackle, like football tackle.
Yeah.
And I had the ball. All my friends pretty much tackled me, and I guess my leg twisted in the exact wrong direction.
Oh no.
And it was one of those things where it didn't feel bad at first. Then give it about a day or two, and it was practically torture.
Jeez. Yeah, that sounds like a bad story.
That is bad, but it almost made me think that we were talking about like something that I usually go through like every now and then, like whenever
Charlie
I'm like
horses?
walking or even pacing. No, not even Charlie horses. Just the fact that like sometimes I would like, I guess, you know, when my foot hits the ground, you know, because obviously when you walk it hits the ground, I'll have times where I guess I hit where my foot is at a certain angle where it will kind of like slip and make me kind of like suddenly jerk to the side and kind of like twist my ankle.
That's not good.
Oof.
Okay. Can we crawl into that or not really?
Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, I think we can crawl to that. It's
hope.
just high enough.
Hopefully. Nice.
Another, but very brief, but very decent enough use of crawling.
Oh, okay.
Because this game certainly doesn't have enough of it.
Yeah.
Yep. And goodies.
Aw,
Nope.
nothing. Well, I ain't paying for that.
That was the flea that did it. Yeah, no, definitely. Look.
Oh, yeah, remember when we actually befriended a little tick?
Have we
Yeah.
had to
Whatever happened
do
to it?
anything with that guy in a while?
Not since we met him, no. But I'll spoil this much: he'll get at least one more use during this level.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because I was like, otherwise I was thinking like, yeah, I don't really know what his whole purpose is, but yeah, no. But I'll admit, backing up, I mean, I feel like maybe Hype heard it, but like I feel like I've been friends with you for a while. I don't think I've ever heard the football tackle story yet.
Me neither.
Then I guess this is the first time I brought it up. I mean, I feel like I might have brought it up at one point or another, but I mean, regardless, that's what happened, and it sucked. I was able to recover it in like after a week or two, but still,
Whoa.
it was like it's never fun having to deal with a bum knee for that long.
Oh
No, it is not, I
kidding,
imagine.
Definitely.
And again, like in the case of my ankle, like it's not even like a one isolated incident. It's just like it's kind of like a every now and then instance that happens. Like whenever I walk, like there's always like in terms of probabilities, there's the 0.5% chance that it happens.
Right. Okay. Now then, I don't know how we're supposed to get through this area because we have to get on top of this. We have to get on top of that chandelier somehow.
Yep.
Oh boy.
What? That wasn't too hard.
Yeah, thankfully these bookcases are just edging out.
Oh, that's an insta kill. I forgot.
I had a
about that.
feeling that may have
Jesus
been a little too high for the old rocket pack. Oh. But yeah, I'm surprised. I thought,
Orange lightning, a la mode.
and that's how he got the name. That's how he got the name. I don't know. Okay, backing up. I think I already mentioned this, but I don't believe I'm going to ever do it just because it just popped in my head. But in Jack X, did I already discuss the hot coffee cutscene in Jack X?
You've talked about it a few times.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank God. Okay, then that saves me the time. Sorry, that's my quirk, everybody. Is I have horrible memory of very odd things. Like I can remember ridiculous things like a stupid project I had to do in 6th or another one in 3rd grade, but I just cannot remember certain conversations I've had.
That's fair.
Me neither.
Easy does it. We'll say another random thought is other people, other characters that do not appear in Lost Frontiers that probably should have. The frickin' the Tess Otzel thing is nowhere to be seen in that one.
Yeah, Tess kind of does just come to think of it, aside from Jack, Daxter, and Kira, who else from the original series actually does come back for Lost Frontier?
I don't think anybody. I really don't think. I mean, a couple voice actors for sure, but I really don't think anyone else shows up. Especially, and I guess it's primary. And maybe that's their explanation for why Tess isn't there. To quickly sum up for Hype, in case he's never seen the game, the plot of that game, when we get around to it, is that Jack and Daxter are joining Kira because Kira wants to try and become an eco sage like her father.
Right.
Makes sense.
And not to mention the problem is that eco as a whole has been kind of on the decline in this timeline, this world, which also makes sense because everyone's been using weapons and vehicles and crap. But this is a problem because without eco, the Earth is now starting to try and tear itself apart.
Try jumping off the vase. Oh, you can't stand on it. Never mind.
No, but I think I see how. Oh, that is tricky. Oh, nice.
That almost split some hands, if you know what I mean.
I just don't trip over one. Okay, this looks like a checkpoint. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so on one hand, first of all, with this, first of all, a really cool thing this does that I will give the developers of that game this, is that they actually try to reintroduce the significance of other color eco, such as the old red, blue, yellow, and green.
Which, I mean, it's funny considering that it never really went away. It's just that it kind of they recontextualized it to something that's not quite as true to its nature.
Right, all the ammo that we use in all our weapons.
Right.
But
like you got blue eco, you got the yellow eco that's pretty much your straight shots, the red eco that's pretty much like your it's pretty much your boomstick, and then you got the blue eco, which is kind of like a rapid fire.
Yep. And definitely like by Jak 3, you had like straight up actual blue eco energy cannons, like with the arc conductor and all that stuff. But so the cool thing that this also ended up doing was that the whole system of that game is using a cool couple of like equipment that Kira has.
Oh, wow! Mistimed.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
I should have sprayed when I sprayed when I should have karate kicked.
I sprayed when I should have prayed.
Or actually, no, I karate kicked when I should have sprayed. Ugh.
It's all good.
Today's been weird.
It has been a weird day, but we're gonna pull through this.
Would you believe we were planning on doing a Mario Kart session, and then all of a sudden, right at the very moment we were about to start, Nintendo decided to put in start in maintenance mode?
Server maintenance.
It's funny because it's like I don't like it was really out of the blue because they usually announce ahead of time whenever they have maintenance stuff.
It was just some random emergency, like we got the notification, and it was not like a typical schedule, like 5 o'clock, 5:30. It was just straight up at 4:55, and then whoop. It's just so out of the blue.
And we had so many other people who were about to join us, and then they all had to flee because they don't like having to deal with fleas.
Nope.
Like we have to.
Every day. So hopefully this week we'll be able to get another opportunity in, because there's a fun little festive twist in the next couple booster packs to show off. But where's it going with this? So
it'll also be the first time we're showing off the booster courses proper.
Right.
Oh my god, have we not actually done?
Nope.
Any of the booster courses? Oh, that would have been a big session then.
Yeah.
There's like...
Oh, no, it's absolutely going to be... Well, it's going to definitely be one once we start, because, we literally have to tackle one half of the entire package.
Oh, it was the first half.
Ow. Ow.
Please don't. Okay. I was like, if I see that garden again. I think we're backtracking now.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oops.
God damn it.
It's all good. That's why I'm here. But, but yeah, that was the, yeah, no, okay, that's right, yeah, we were gonna do a video for each half of the, booster courses. So, the next video won't be until late next year, everybody. See ya. No, but what was I going with this? Sorry, so with Lost Frontier, the cool mechanic of that is all the enemies drop Dark Eco, since that seems to be, at least in the canon of that game, the only eco that's really, plentiful left. But then Kira can actually then convert that Dark Eco, which is essentially now experience points, into other eco, which can then give you upgrades and skill points and things, like increase your health, increase how much damage you do, things like that.
Interesting.
And so anyway, the reason why I don't think Tess was in the picture was because as part of our search for more eco, Jak and Daxter and Kira will have ventured to something called the Brink, which is Flat Earthers be praised, the actual literal end of the world. Just water falling off the edge, everything, like the whole caboodle. And that is how so that could, I'm just saying, like I said, that could explain maybe why they left Tess at home that day.
Yeah, because they don't want her to fall off the edge.
That would be horrible.
She's not built for adventuring. She's just built for things that we should not be saying in front of impressionable children.
You ever heard of rabbits? I've heard of a rabbit.
I would not be surprised if Hostels did have like a bit of rabbit in them.
Jax be nimble, Jax be quick.
I'm just thinking, freaking Double D is quite the comment.
Seems like Mr. and Mrs. Rabbit have been practicing their multiplication tables.
And then it freaking flooded the entire cul-de-sac with rabbits.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking of that same episode not long ago.
Never a dull day in the cul-de-sac.
They swarmed the whole thing. I need to figure, like, okay, so who was the creator of Ed, Ed and Eddie, and has he ever has he done any other cartoon? Has he done any other cartoons since?
I thought it was Antonucci.
I'm just going off the way Jimmy pronounced it.
Oh right, because the.
But anyway, I know. But yeah, like I think he has done like stuff before Ed and Eddie, but unless I'm mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. But I think the big story behind Ed and Eddie was that it was essentially just like a dare someone gave Danny to be like, oh, I bet you couldn't do a kids show.
Yeah, because up until Ed and Eddie, a lot of his stuff was very not kid friendly in the slightest. In fact, he was very much a avid fan of the Gore Fest.
You know what? Suddenly explains way too much about that show.
I mean, I think one of his more prolific shorts before he did Ed and Eddie was I forget the name of the dude exactly, but he was a butcher.
Oh my god, I remember that now. Like I don't remember the name, but I remember the.
Aaron's loaded.
Whoa,
money.
But yeah, no, you're right.
Too bad we can't take any of it.
Nope, it's all real fake chocolate.
I'm surprised he's not even commenting on any of this.
Yeah, this would be a perfect time for him to just be all like, "Cold City."
Nope, focus. Gotta focus.
One of those things where it's like,
save the world, then the dough.
It's one of those things where it's like,
this is why I miss pants. Because they have pockets that I could fill with all this loot!
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking this up now.
Anyway, the thing about the what's his
Lupo
face,
the Butcher.
Lupo the Butcher, that's it.
Oh wait, that's right! That was like the short where like he gets all pissed off and then starts cutting himself up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I remember this. Oh my gosh, it's just like freaking like memory brain blast.
But yeah, honestly, like that does kind of explain the sense of violence that Ed and Eddie has. The fact that like just put in some kooky sound effects and not show any blood, and they can get away with it.
Essentially.
But I guess that would also then explain why some of the impacts in that show just had such like bam to them.
Oh yeah, no, like, say whatever you will about the dude, but the dude absolutely excelled at slapstick comedy on a similar level to that of the, like, classic Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
That and again, like, the freaking, and again, as always, you know, cannot go without stating, you know, the freaking, like, the sound design of that show.
Right. I mean, there was a good 1 or 2 years where there was an entire meme dedicated to the show's sound design.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, those were beautiful times. And obviously, I totally didn't contribute to it at all.
Let's see, so I looked into this a little bit, so... Yeah, according to this, there's actually not... I mean, so first of all, looking into this, Antonucci's, like, animation, like, resume is quite the prolific one, actually. Like, dates back to, like, the 80s Flintstone and Scooby-Doo shows.
Oh, wow.
And, but beyond this, according to Wikipedia anyway, let's see. It was announced on September 4th he signed to Wildbrain. In November 2020, Antonucci confirmed a series based on Lupo the Butcher that was going to be in development for Netflix, but it then got canceled due to creative differences between Antonucci and Netflix.
That sounds about right.
Which I'd like to imagine the conversation went like this. Netflix going, Antonucci, can you please tone it down? No.
Honestly, like I feel like the violence might not have been a big factor for them, considering like some of the other shows that they have on their exclusivity thing. I think it's just a matter of like that Danny probably wasn't too keen on how exactly Netflix distributes their stuff. You know, something that we definitely don't have any proof of, thanks to Cuphead and Sonic.
Yeah.
So I think... Okay, so I'm looking up. So we want to try and get up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Well, I see some boxes. Okay, so I know there's this right here, which immediately prompts me we want to go up. Oh, can you fly over to that box over there, to the left?
This one?
The one to the left. Yeah, like fly to the lower one, and then can you now turn to your right and then try and fly up there onto, or turn around, and then fly over to that stack of boxes there.
Looks like it gets.
Is
Yeah,
it
he
high
can reach
enough? Okay. And then...
Oh, there we go. How'd I... Whoa!
No.
Oh, yeah, be mindful. You can't... I don't think it can happen here, but I remember back when we had the swaying crates in the tanker. Those can kill Daxter.
Oh. And hey! I don't know what we did that accomplished that. There was no button. It literally looked like we just...
Geronimo! And also a random cameo by Count Vegan.
This map of the prison shows 5
Phil.
inmates who have been exposed to this disgusting dark eco. All have died save one. Your weapons program is a failure. Count Vega, you simply have no faith. This Jack person shows promise. The old hag Onan says he's special.
Onan?
What was that?
Time to do your stuff,
Bugs.
Kick.
I hate bugs everywhere these days.
Thank you.
What was I saying? Oh, yes. Light
And don't
eco is
mind
the
them
key.
as they completely
We can
ignore the
find
dropped
secret of
tablet.
the precursors.
The secret is fear and turning our warriors into weapons with dark eco. You'll need something powerful to defeat the metalheads.
It will be your downfall. These eco freaks will not save us.
So yeah, even during Baron Praxis of Rule, Eager still had his job.
Nice going, little buddy.
Yep.
Give me your high
And...
claw.
Woohoo!
And already still had his whole obsession with purity and light ego and whatever.
Yeah.
But no matter, this is actually brilliant because not only is that now dated the fact that, you know, showing us that Jack is still alive, we actually now know exactly where he's stored and how to get there.
Yep, so just as soon as I grab these here precursor orbs, I'll
Oops.
make my way over there now.
You know what? What's a spare precursor orb in the ground?
Also-
I gotta leave some for Jack to...
We weren't gonna leave Jack naked, were
These
we?
clothes won't fit me, but maybe Jack can use them.
But did they just shrink?
Yes. For Handy, they're dry clean only. So all this time...
Also, for those wondering, yeah, I'm not sure why they suddenly ditched the freaking filter they had on the Tick's voice for these last few scenes.
Oh, actually,
Must've
didn't.
been very
I
rushed.
forgot they had a filter. I wasn't paying attention to it.
Oh yeah, no, like in the first scene, he sounded very high pitched. Now it sounds like they forgot to put the pitch shifter on.
Maybe he grew up.
Oh, that'd be so
They grow up
cute.
so fast.
By the end of this adventure, he has a little cane and a beard, and it's like, and this is why he's not in Jack 2.
I mean, honestly, I could totally imagine, like, by the end of the game, that's exactly what Tick's doing right then and there.
He's enjoying his retirement. Jack, be sensitive.
Oh, if only Tick had a happy enough ending to be relevant for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
All right, so there's our ticket out of here.
Surprisingly, he's, you know, they didn't tell him to go shove off.
Yeah, especially because we also didn't keep our... And I agree, we should have kept the suit.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say.
Unfortunately.
We're doing our best. Well, your best isn't good enough.
Now the game remembers that
There are
he's
bugs
still a
even in
villain.
your own establishment.
Oh. Oh.
You can even see it too. He was trying to lift up that hand, but it wasn't enough.
Actually, it's impressive that he was able to hold it up as long as he was able to. Oh.
What a jerk. I'll get him for this.
Oh, wait a minute.
Now you die.
Wait,
What? Whoa!
Oh. Well.
Well, that just went from bad to worse.
Well, he raided the Critter Ritter shop.
Osmo?
Surprisingly, though, Osmo's still alive.
Oh.
Takes more than a big blow to take out an old Keebler elf.
Because I was about to say, that would have been an instance of, that's why he never brings him up in Jack 2.
Get that blowhard.
Yeah,
little
I'm
bug
honestly
for
surprised
what
they didn't just let them die there.
Gotta go save
I
our
got mixed.
friend
I got my games mixed up. I almost expect him to walk out, flop over, and then a ghostly apparition of himself fly out of him, and then we gotta take him on a whole adventure.
Jack. Are you sure this is safe?
Trust me. You're looking radical, dude. Tell
What?
Oh boy.
Into the prison complex.
Then lower away.
I'm sure no Crimson Guards are currently noticing this.
No Hellcats, none of that. Okay.
Oh, if only Jack were this lucky.
It's totally possible.
He does it. His last words. Oh, that's a hearty thump.
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Oh.
Good
Okay.
times.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final area of the game, the prison. And, when I initially tried to actually fully beat this game a long time ago, this was pretty much my stopping point.
Oh my
because
gosh.
we now have to deal with the Crimson Guards themselves.
Oh boy.
And much like the Lurker Sharks beforehand, if they see you, they zap you.
And yeah, no, if a couple of jolts of that is enough to damage a Dark Jack, yeah, I can totally understand why that would literally fry Daxter.
Right. Unfortunately, this is one of those cases where trying to skid past these guys is honestly a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like fortunately we can speed through this place a little bit on the zoomer.
Yep. Unfortunately, though,
My car!
that guy caught on pretty quickly.
Hey, that was definitely not that big when I just saw it now, and uh-oh.
Now it's time to go. Thankfully, he doesn't have his shot pistol on him to try and reach me from there.
So it literally is just going to be the subway chase again.
Yep.
Well, he has
Exactly like that.
well, he has to have both hands on the wheel to drive.
Which is also then, I will say, fortunately enough, that particular model of the Crimson Guard Zoomer does not have the mounted cannon on it either.
Oh.
Easy does it. But yeah, I mean, otherwise we made it this far. I'll say that again, not oh geez, some of the little hiccups with the platforming aside, this has been a pretty solid interval, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I think as far as like
boy.
side games in the series are concerned, it's perfectly fine. At worst, I'd say the only real problem with it is mostly in how it tells its story and how half-baked it felt.
Well, like, because it almost...
Oh,
Oh, he's dead.
Wow.
Well, 'cause-
thanks, Mr. Praxis!
that didn't even... I didn't even do that. I wasn't even a participant. I just kind of watched. But no, it's like... no, and I agree. Like, it feels like this plot kind of like... Just,
It forgot a few details.
well, no, like, it just straight up feels like to me like someone writing a fanfic where like the first like 5 chapters is like their own original story thing. Then by chapter 6 they're like, oh crap, I was supposed to actually have this go somewhere within like 7 chapters. Quick, and then they just kind of slap together the plot after remembering what they needed to do. And
Oh, hello.
wow,
Oh boy.
James, he was
a bug.
like 2 years away from being fully reformed and a new member of society.
Not to mention he was using the loo.
He won't see me from here.
Thank goodness. I would love if this is how we learn that all the Crimson Guard visors are actually orange, and thus they just completely filter out Dax and they can't even see him because he is purely orange.
That'd be beautiful, but you know, this game ain't that merciful.
Oh no, or you know what? I'm sorry, he's not orange, he's red, right, Conker?
I mean, that's just how nature likes to describe them.
Hey, that is the
Oh,
literal name of the species.
Yeah, it's fair. Okay. Easy does it.
I mean, what is orange but just a slightly more yellow tinted red?
Yeah, it's kind of like with redheads. Sometimes their heads aren't like fully red. It can be orange and still be considered a redhead.
Yeah,
Right, red herring?
that is fair.
The Finsters.
That's fair. The red, what?
The Finsters, you know, Chucky, his dad.
Oh, I don't know why my brain heard the Munsters. I was like, what? How?
Well, I mean, it's in black and white. For all we know, one of them could be a redhead.
Except for the Rob Zombie one, which I've heard is still... I've heard that I heard that if you go into it expecting the family-friendly thing, it's not going to work for you, but I've heard that the Rob Zombie's Munsters has its own little, like, quirks to it.
I'll take your word on it.
The best way I've heard it described is Rob Zombie is the king of making movies for Rob Zombie. Like he knows what he likes and he makes it. And to some
And I mean,
people,
there's
that's
an
all they
audience
need.
for that.
Yeah. I just remember freaking El Bisto or whatever, that one like comic that he
El
turned into an
Bisto.
animated. It was what was it? Look it up here. Rob Zombie El Bisto. It was the haunted world of El Super Bisto.
Hey, Mac, where's Jack?
Hey there. It was
Give me a heart attack.
Yeah, it was an animated. It was an animated movie co-written and produced by Rob Zombie, because it was based upon Rob Zombie's own comic book.
Oh.
Yep. It featured, of all things, the voice cast of Sherry Moon Zombie, his wife, Paul Giamatti, Rosario Dawson, Tom Kenny at one point, Jeffrey Lewis, Danny Trejo. Clint How, just a bunch of people. Oh
Hey.
my gosh, that thing sucks. Oh no, nice.
In retrospect, I honestly forgot how much more efficient it is to keep fire most of the time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just worried about you losing ammo since I don't believe you unlock it at especially for cases like this. Thank you. Okay, that's it. You all died.
You all are fired.
Wanted to be nice. Wanted to do things by the book, but then you gotta go and zap me. I guess another quick thing off the top of my head now is that, once again, to reiterate from earlier today, I am so stoked that Sonic Team is, like, fully accepting speed tech as being in the game. Like, not to say that they're being lazy, like, Sonic could always do that, what are you talking about? But just the fact that, like, they're looking at it, and rather than see it as a problem that needs to be erased, especially with future DLC releases, they're just like, people are having fun with this. Just let them have fun with it. Yeah.
Which, you know, I think that's fine and all, as long as it's not outright exactly breaking the game.
Which I don't believe it is. I see it as an exploit in the same way of that's how we got wave dashing. That's how we got, in terms of more extreme cases of like genuine, like, let's now make this part of the game, the roll jump from Donkey Kong.
Exactly.
Which,
although I don't think, I get the feeling it's not going to be quite as easy to pull off as that.
no, and I think that's also part of why I think they're okay with it, is that having that trick in the game does not necessarily lower the skill ceiling. Like, it still takes a fine, like, you know, fine reflexes and a steady, like, you know, timing to pull off that trick.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Good.
Ooh.
That was a close one. And here's the key. Like,
There's literally like 3 of these fuckers in here.
yep.
I don't want to take chances.
But yeah, I think it's also like, I think there is still a level of, like, you know, ability that you need to pull it off, and therefore I think it doesn't affect the game at all.
Oh crap.
Oh boy! Hey guys, I got a live one.
Hey boys, dinner's on me.
We're eating well tonight.
They all just like fist pump the air. Anyway, alright, so now we know it's not that one. Let's just... no, he's gonna go this way and then we're gonna be trapped again. Okay, just hug the pillar. Hug the pillar. Okay, move. Okay, let's check one of these doors.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Is this the lucky one? Nope.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fair.
And at this
egg,
point...
isn't
And yeah,
I want to say it's this one. I think they expect you to do a full loop around.
nope.
Oh no, that's just a vial.
And yeah, no, at this point, no point in collecting the precursor orbs anymore, because, I mean, we've found almost all the goodies, and all the dreams are done.
Believe it or not, even though it was blown to smithereens earlier, you can return to Osmo's shop if you want to do all those other dream sequences.
Just on the smoldering bed.
Yes.
Wow. It's actually kind of funny.
I mean, it was something we never really bothered to show off, but you technically can replay those dream sequences and do, like, harder variants of them.
Oh.
I'm not sure what the real purpose of doing them is, though, because I don't think they give you, like, any additional, like, health or power-ups.
I was gonna say, all I could think of was maybe that could be how you would grind for more battle bug, like, potions and things, but...
More than likely.
Yeah, and I guess to fully explain the situation now with how that works, Hype, so when we said rock, paper, scissors with extra steps, there's 3 types of moves, each color-coded, and each is, you know, stronger or weaker to the other, and then the idea is that you can actually tilt the odds in your favor by using certain vials on your bugs, so that whenever you use, say, like, if you're about to use the orange move against a purple move, you can fill up a certain...
Oh, whoops.
Hey, we're okay.
it? Oh, really?
Okay. Fair enough. Don't go down there. Hey, everybody. Let me tell you about the time that I went to...
Let's try that again.
Okay. So effectively, you fill up like a meter, and that's how much power you're going to put into your attack. And so that's how you can say, like, so even in a case like that, even if you're at a disadvantage, if you put a lot of oomph into your attack, that can actually imagine if you had scissors and you were trying to cut a very strong rock. If you had immense diamond-powered scissors, nice, you may actually be able to pull it off somehow. But regardless, it's just a unnecessary system for me.
Yeah, it was very much tacked on.
Okay. Oh, climb up.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
No, stop doing that!
Climb.
He's gonna see me!
I am but a humble wall decoration.
I'm just a little silhouette of a man.
I don't know who would say Scaramouche. Everyone is gone right now. Zyman is flying around, probably being chased by 30 of Crimson Guards at once. Osmo is in the hospital, and
Once again, you have failed, and I must contemplate how to exact pay for your disservice.
Why is this Jack creature so important? And that annoying orange fur bag, he's nothing but a trifle.
You have no idea how important they both are to the cosmos.
I'm sure they're only saying that because this is technically Daxter's game.
Jack,
I mean, technically, Daxter does have like a little bit of importance to him, given what we learn about the Ostals.
Personally.
yes. But if you fail, maybe that orange rat can still be of service.
I will not fail. This isn't over yet.
If Daxter breaks the eco-user out of prison, this Jack, I could still meet them both outside.
And thus a seed was planted for the sequel.
An old man would win their confidence. I can still get what I want.
hey, Core.
And I will get this Daxter's head.
I hope you didn't play this game before playing Jak 2, by the way.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of a big thing to...
That's pretty much the big spoiler of that game.
Yeah, also, as we're probably noticing from our new locale, we are right in the middle of the Dark Eco Warrior research project now.
Yeah, and I mean they're brim to the stuff.
Careful.
I mean, what else could you really do though, aside from just injecting more and more Dark Eco into him?
Actually, I don't know. I mean, that literally just seemed to be what they were doing. Was, hey, can we just? How are you feeling right now, Tim? You doing all right? Yeah, I mean, you only had like 50 cc's of the stuff. I'm okay. All right. Well, we're gonna up the dosage to 3,000 cc's for today, just to see if that you know tilts things in the right way. Okay.
Doesn't that seem a bit excessive?
Tim,
Yes.
I think Tim's dead.
we lost Tim. We need another Timmy.
We're gonna need another
According to the list, there's this one Jack person we recently scrounged up.
Why does my head feel hot?
Hot stuff.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh boy! Oh look, land.
We fell out of the. I love how like what happened there is as opposed to falling into the ooze and just whoosh. It's like we got zapped, then it literally just looked like the actor just fell out of the game, just in front of just. Okay, please turn around. Okay, good.
Why's my ass suddenly feel so hot?
Every time, and wow, that was actually much easier. This path, as awesome as a full dead away, full straightaway would have been. Okay, easy does it.
I want to say this will count as a checkpoint now.
Good.
Screw the front.
Again, they need to
We're
up-
literally near the end.
Again, they gotta up that hitbox. I swear. Do they actually want us to actually go all the way?
Wow.
Okay.
There's a very specific pattern to this.
Oh, I should just.
Remember when we were messing around with all those gears back in the construction site?
Yes. Oh. That's not too bad. We'll just put it all the way and just go straight ahead. And come on. Nice. All right, we're good. Oh. Is there something else?
Actually, can I do that one more time? I guess not. Alright, here's something for the best, because it is very well possible for Daxter to slip off!
Like that.
And thus Dark Daxter was born.
We're not talking about that. Oh my gosh, it's still so ridiculous. And I guess to quickly throw it out there, I was playing the game again. Yeah, no, it is so weird how it happens in Lost Frontiers. There is literally, no prep work, no, oh my gosh, you gotta get ready. Oh, and I see what you're saying. If you did this normally, by the time you ran to the other end, it would have already rotated.
Whoop!
Whoa, that's a quick thing. And again, thankfully.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much just how that goes.
Yeah, literally, it just happens. Just pretty early in the game too. I'm gonna say right now, it's just, bam, just okay. I guess now this is a thing. The developer wanted to do this for the fanfic, and by golly, they were like, okay.
They're gonna get their wish.
Oh,
That'll work.
Okay, I think that's a good amount to get out.
And I did notice there was a couple bugs here and there, but by this point, I don't think the game's going to care about how many skull gems we acquired. So we can just head straight to the end.
Yeah, I mean, I'm positive there must be some form of like 100% completion, but we don't need it. We'll just
Yeah, it's just bugs.
get out of here, you punks.
It's not like we can acquire new Daxter powers with those gems.
Finally, with these gems, I've officially learned how to count cards.
With this, I now have possessed X-ray vision, only applicable in the girls' bathrooms.
Which, considering it's the only place I want to use them at, is a win-win for me.
It's a cruel curse, but it is my burden to bear.
It is my cross to bear.
As he does it.
Now I just have to imagine, what would be Daxter's ironic hell?
Ronikel? Probably,
I thought of something because it reminds me of a scene from Dinosaurs. What was the name of the old man with the log on his head again?
Old man with a log in his head.
Oh, Samos.
Oh yeah,
Samos.
Samos.
I just imagine like it's just a living room, but on the couch there's just like 5 or 6 Samoses.
I was about to say, you say that, and that's good. I was literally about to say that his personal hell would be the same thing as before. His X-ray vision can be in the girls' locker, but his X-ray vision makes them all look like Samos.
Oh, you know what? Better if we're gonna go with that type of hell, instead of Samos, the fat guy on the floaty chair.
Crew.
Oh god, Crew.
No.
That would be his other. That would be his other ironic hell. Though you know what? That one of those earlier suggestions made me just think where Daxter, his personal hell would just be he's just sitting there on a chair, and there's like these 5 big Samos heads just leering down on him and judging him.
Daxter, when are you going to go get a job?
I don't know why we're making him sound like Mr. Krabs, but it's somehow working.
No, that would be Baron Praxis.
That is also true.
Now then, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say we're pretty much at the end point now.
Oh, that looks like a
Through
big door
those
to me.
doors right there, we'll hopefully reach Jackie Boy!
Make the path to destiny.
Oh yeah, let's see what's on the tube tonight.
Nothing?
Boring.
Uh-huh.
Seen it. Rerun. Hated it.
Oh.
Boring.
Guess now that explains why he dreams of all those movie references.
I was up to that part.
Whoa! Sorry, ladies. I didn't know Crimson girls took showers.
I mean, now that I think about it, Crimson Girls is definitely not something I expected out of this
It's a pre-rendered
franchise.
cutscene from the PlayStation 2.
Gasp!
Just checking.
Anyway, Daxter, let's go save Jackie Boy.
What a way to take the piss out of everything, Daxter.
Well, at the end of the day, he is still okay. Maybe not still human, but you know.
Which way are we?
I think it's supposed to maybe... Well, no, that's the way we just came.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Can we use the warp gate?
Yeah, I think you have to use the warp gate because there's nothing else in the room.
Nope, it's depowered. Maybe interact with the window? That looks risky.
Shady.
That looks volatile.
I'm trying to remember what Oh, that's right. We gotta do another mini game.
Oh no. Okay, so just make sure they don't touch the big dark eco thing. Ah, well.
Thankfully, this does require opposable thumbs.
Hey.
Last time we had to stick our buddy Tick on the.
Oh, yeah, no.
Tick.
I by the way, I completely forgot about that part of the scene. I knew about the part where Osmo's shop gets blown up. I forgot that Tick dies. So all that buildup of like Tick having a happy retirement and stuff, I genuinely did not know that he was gonna actually die, and that would be a legitimate, like, heart-wrenching character building moment for Dex.
Yeah.
And a few more.
Come to think of it, whatever happened? Now that I think about it, whatever happened to Tarn?
She just kind of left, huh?
Yeah, last time we saw her, she gave us that experimental stuff, which pretty much was this game's peacekeeper, and then just fled.
You look like you have everything under control here. I'm going to go get myself a pedicure.
You'd be
I mean, again, that's pretty much my prime example of why I think this game's story feels undercooked.
It definitely. I'm definitely gonna look into this now. Daxter story development. I want to see like what if there's anything on Wikipedia about this because I'm very curious.
Probably nothing of any nothing that haven't already spouted before.
Let's see. Yeah, it just talks about the plot and yeah, nothing really in terms of Daxter PSP
Mission complete.
Diary. Yeah.
I mean, the only real other note of Terran is that as we brought up before, she is one of the several playable characters you can unlock for Jack and Jack X if you connect this game with that.
Oh, wow. This actually... Oh, hang on. This is actually really interesting. But first, let this cutscene play.
Sleaze breath.
Do you like killing metal bugs?
Well, there is a certain top of the food chain satisfaction to the whole.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Haven't I been doing that this whole game?
I hate to break to you, old timer, but, yeah, I was about to say, no one's that big, man.
So, there you go. He's just like Core.
Pretty much.
More like a general.
Core 1.5.
So, time to knock down... I already forgot this guy's name.
I did too.
I don't
Not
think-
gonna mince words.
I don't think he...
I don't remember. Like, he was name dropped in the very first scene he was in, but after that, it's like, I completely forgot.
But yeah, not to mention,
his name-
this whole thing of like, oh, he's actually just a bug, also just kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, he was working with Core, so
Yeah, we
I
saw
mean,
that
that's
at
not
the time.
completely out of place.
Yeah.
In fact, for all I know, maybe he's the guy that made all the metal bugs in the first place, whereas Core was more into with metal heads.
Kaeden.
Kaeden.
Yeah, this is Metal Kaeden. Another part of the Metal Head Army. But yeah,
Essentially.
so I'm looking into this. So the thing I was going to bring up real quick is this is actually very interesting. So on GameSpy.com, it's not exactly a place I go to too often, but apparently back in
I remember that being like the B tier of gaming websites like IGN.
Oh.
Yeah. So straight up on GameSpy, if anyone wants to read this, there was a whole set of developer diaries. I just googled and one of them is a bunch of people at Ready at Dawn writing their own little like development diary for the work on Daxter.
Huh.
Interesting.
So according to this, from Didier Malenfant, he said, for instance, it just kind of starts off with, it seems like only yesterday I was finishing my work on Jack 2 at Naughty Dog and looking for offices for what would become Ready at Dawn Studios. Time flies when you're having fun, as they say, and I guess we've had a lot of fun because I don't quite know where the last couple of years have gone.
Well, at least they had fun while making this. It's just a shame that, they didn't have more time to brush up all the stuff they wanted to put into the game.
Yep. They're talking about how they had a demo ready for E3s and previews, and just there looks like there was about 4 to 5 of these diaries that were put up. I don't know. I'm not going to read all of them because it's like multiple paragraphs, but just an interesting little read to give a look-see at some point if you're ever curious about how this worked. But otherwise, I'm kind of seeing the rhythm and the rhyme of what they want from us. Literally just run around until he decides to get too close.
Essentially. Also, hey, Bug Boy, you missed!
Now,
But I'm not gonna.
Thankfully, that was only just one phase of the fight.
thank goodness, 'cause that would have been a little old for the next 5 times. Uh-oh.
Well, unfortunately, we can't fly.
So what do we do now? Oh, we land.
And don't worry, for those wondering, I didn't skip any cutscenes there. That was just that forced.
That is very blunt, but okay. So again, now they just kind of focus us into a pincher phase.
Yep. Although, if I'm not mistaken, this isn't even the last time we'll be... This isn't even the final phase of the fight.
Oh, okay.
Like, now that I think about it, I think this is only just the intermission part.
And we heat this sucker up to drain more
And
of the...
drain the Dark Eco.
Ah, okay, that's actually not too bad. I will say, like, this whole, like, fire weapon jetpack thing was a cool mechanic for this game.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'll definitely give it that. Like, honestly, like, the entire game could have easily just been fueled by, this and this thing alone. Because the Fly Swatter, while it's a decent enough melee weapon, kind of loses its uses its purpose. Well, not so much loses its purpose, but honestly, I lost track of what I was supposed to even be doing there.
Okay, well, at least it picks up where you left off.
Right. When we get down there, basically the next the next switch to open is on the left side of the arena.
Gotcha.
So first we do this one on the right side. As soon as it gets mad, and he got mad.
Yep, he's so bad.
He's very, very mad. Easy. Ha.
Now just drain all the purple stuff.
The dark ooze. This is where and whoa. And yeah, so basically now, if you look to the other side of the arena, there it is.
Okay, I see it now.
Yep. Let's do it. Oh, wow. Beyond that, I was trying to look into any other PSP games, and another one that just kind of came to mind, I don't know how it would work for a commentary, is, I was thinking back to, Patapon.
Yeah, Patapon.
Patapon.
I'm sure that would be something we'd want to at least have Viki involved if we decide to do that.
That's right, I think he did enjoy that game a lot.
I mean, it's very much within that similar realm of abstract comedies he's really into.
Alright, is this it? Were you supposed to roar?
Yep, I
then?
do believe we are reaching the final phase of the fight.
Get him.
Quick, to the thermal cooler!
Oh, so it is. So do we just shoot him?
Do we shoot him?
With the ultrasonic thing?
Oh, wait, yeah, you're right. Ultrasonic.
Oh.
Hey, that's not nice. Alright, so now try it now while he's holding on to it.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's
Now
fun.
we gotta climb up on those icy
Oops.
platforms.
I'll be right there. You
Well,
go ahead.
so we didn't lose much progress.
Yeah, at the very least. Again, thank goodness, because yeah, that was another thing I remember not liking about Jak 2 is that most of its boss battles, yeah, if you don't finish it once, you gotta go all right back to the beginning.
Yep.
Oh, those Baron Praxis boss fights were annoying.
Ooh, yeah.
And he's just
we're
On
running
the plus
frozen.
side, you guys have... Oh, right, all out of fuel.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. It's all good. What was I just saying? We mentioned the thing. We mentioned the... Oh, that's right, Patapon. Another one I was thinking of was Loco Roco, but I don't know what really its plot is all about.
There really isn't much of a plot to it. It's very much a grid level-based sort of affair where you're just trying to, like, be
Roll
grown
things
to
around.
one... Or you're just rolling a whole bunch of little, cute little Loco Roco types.
Hit the head.
What do we... Oh.
Ha! I think that counted.
I hope that counted. Please tell me I didn't fall.
thank
Thank God
goodness.
I didn't fall. But now I need more eco.
Ammo, thank you. Come on. Uh-oh. Uh-huh.
Oh. There you go.
Ha! Alright, you got this.
I should probably refill just to be safe.
Alright, you're good.
But yeah, just 2 more hits and we should be good. It's just a matter of I can keep my footing on these things.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't mind the
I
brightness
imagine
thing,
they have
that's
ice
also-
physics.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Alright, one more should do it. Hey, you got... Oh, ammo. Whoa.
Oh, jeez.
And... Don't screw up now, you little Otzel fiend.
This is only your big break. Don't screw it up.
Or else they'll never let you be playable again. Except for maybe
Oh,
that
boy.
PlayStation All-Star Battle Move thing.
Okay, good.
Ah, the last shot counted.
Oh, no.
Don't feel too good, do ya?
Yeah. Sorry, Kaeden. Your one-time chance to be a villain we care about has pretty much been squashed like a bug.
See,
Wait,
get it?
I'm
Because
still-
you're a bug. I need to get out of here.
I'm still hearing him laugh. I think he's still on the run.
Technically he is, but he's...
Oh.
No, he's actually... He just used the last of his strength just to escape, but he didn't have enough time to escape.
I wanted to die on my favorite chair. Leave me alone.
Screw this nonsense.
Bring it on, butt breath. I just stopped you, didn't I?
What happens? My master will be waiting for you and Jak outside
Maybe you shouldn't have told him that part of the secret plan.
Yeah.
the city. Will be ours.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what was that? I didn't pay attention to any of that.
Gnarly! Excellent work, dude!
Hey, Simon.
That's right. Heroes always find a way to get it done, no matter what the hardship.
Yeah! Well, the map here says this door was open all the time. You
What?
could've just walked in.
Oh.
And you left behind your sidekick's threads.
I knew that. Now I must be off for my date with destiny. Fare thee well, my fine fan. Parting is such sweet...
Oh, boy.
Goodbye.
Now that is a heroic exit.
And that's how Jak 2 started.
Pretty much. Just ding ding,
And
third
that's
floor.
how I saved Jak.
hey, Ozma's okay.
And everyone's just hanging around as if, yeah, it's just another one of those stories.
Oh,
Oh, there she is.
Also, yeah, she's still here.
I gotta get going now. Ubisoft has a new character arrangement planned for me.
Do note that this is also around the time when Daxter and Tess were already dating.
Right.
Yep, back at the Naughty Outsole or whatever, but, so, what did you think of it, James?
Pretty much what I said before. I do think it's, at least compared to all the other PSP-centric spin-offs that the primary platforming franchises Sony had are concerned, it's easily the most harmless of them. And I think there's, gameplay-wise, I think there's definitely some merit to playing them. If only because, at least, Daxter isn't exactly like Jack. He's definitely got a move pool mostly to his own. And, I don't know, a lot of it didn't really feel all that... I'd say what needed to work did work. I'd say the only real downside to the gameplay is that there could have been a little more variation in terms of what you're doing, but that's about the worst of it. And also, again, the plot definitely could have used a little more fine-tuning. Like, what we have there is alright. It's just that, you know, Terran's kind of just there. Osmo's whole presence kind of just disappears after the first third of the game.
Yeah.
And as much as, I mean, Simon's alright, but they definitely need to, you know, dial him up a couple of, they need to bring him back to the present day.
Yeah. Which is, like, just in general, I agree. The pacing just kind of really, like, started to race and, like, almost trip over itself by the end of the game.
Also, yeah, now that I think about it, that's another thing. This game could have used a couple more cutscenes.
Yeah. A little bit more would have been nice.
But that's about the most I'll say about the game. Again, I think it's perfectly fine. It's not for everybody, but as someone who did grow up with this game since the PSP days, I do have a soft spot for it.
I think this is definitely a highlight of the of the console.
Agreed.
What did you think, Hype?
Honestly, not too dissimilar to what James said. Like, it definitely feels like out of all the PSP spin-off games, this one is easily the best, mostly in the sense of, like, you know, it does things more interesting compared to stuff like what the Ratchet and Clank games, PSP games did. I liked seeing a bit more of what Jack was doing. What would you say? I liked seeing what Jack was doing before the events of Daxter.
Daxter.
I have brain, I swear.
It's okay, I trust you.
But
again, it's been a weird day today.
But yeah, I do like seeing the idea of, like, seeing what Daxter's been up to before the events of Jack 2. I feel like they didn't do enough in that regard. Like, I feel like it feels like, and granted, I know this isn't entirely Daxter's fault because it's just a matter of, like, just two different games. I feel like they could have done a better job of making the two transition kind of more seamless into each other. Like, you know, we have that final bit at the end where the giant bug was just going on his death spiel to Daxter. You'd think Daxter would kind of remember that and let Jack know about that after he rescued him.
Yeah, in hindsight, it is... Oh, wow, this place is still kind of torn to shreds.
Ah, the memories.
Oh, that's right. I promised Ozma would actually clean up the place with a broom. Oh, wow, the bed is somehow...
Think of it, how's old Betsy doing?
Somehow in pieces. Wow. Or in one piece.
Yeah, it did not a scratch on it whatsoever.
Or the bed. But, yeah, no, in terms of...
Most especially the bed.
Yeah.
That's our sacred sleep chambers.
Right. But yeah, no, in terms of Daxter's, like, plot contrivance thing, that is still easily one of the weirdest bits, is that, like, it's supposed to promise, here, this is what he's been up to all those 2 years, and the game literally opens up with, yeah, almost, like, 2 years, so, like, a year and, like, 300, like, you know, days later. I don't know, it's weird. Any last words, guys?
Actually, let me see if I've unlocked any other secrets. Oh yeah, I did unlock 2 more.
Concept
Or actually,
art.
no, just the 1 more.
Concept art.
We do have concept art.
Why not?
Hello,
Is it a video?
We can end off with what all the game had during its drawing board phases.
It is a video. Okay, good. That gives me a chance to talk a little bit more. Is that, yeah. I agree with you. I wish they did a little bit more with the concept, because, again, I do like the world building in these games. Wow.
You know, when it keeps to itself.
Yes. My gosh, I guess there was going to be a Rambo dream at one point.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Indiana Jones.
Honestly, a shame they never did anything with that.
Yeah. And then, of course, I don't... Oh, that's just our. Oh, that's just our normal thing. Yeah, I forgot. Daxter has goggles. People forget that Daxter had goggles too at some point.
Well, I mean, he's always had the goggles. He just never wears them,
Okay,
like the way they're supposed to be worn.
There we go.
And then there's the old scruffy.
He looks sad.
Bug sanitation owner and his doofus son.
Zyman and her.
In retrospect, I'm surprised they don't just up and make Taryn a part of the whole like thing.
Yeah.
Like she's just on her own. Like probably would have made more sense if she was working for Osmo the whole time.
Oh, like the veteran, like trying to train the rookie. Yeah, again, it's just some. I would love to look more into like what was on the cutting floor, what was supposed to be it, something to that effect. But again, in terms of literally shrinking down the adventure and enemies. Oh, geez, that looks straight up like a boss from Turok, by the way. That freaking metal praying mantis thing.
I can believe it.
But I'll show you later. Like one of the bosses I face in Turok is literally a massive praying mantis.
Ooh.
Metal Kaeden. Whoa, this was him from his cover album.
And then we have the bar.
Just I dig this like blend of cyberpunk and fantasy elements that go into the Jack world. I really do.
Again, it's still so weird too because technically this is taking its cues from Jack 2, even though by comparison it's far more tame.
True. And I guess that was it. So
like you never feel the oppressive nature of what Haven City's going through in this game compared to how you do Jack 2. Like, it all feels the most civilized the whole place has ever been up until Jack 3.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird like that. But speaking of that, next time, ladies and gentlemen, we will be putting the pedal to the metal with Jack Cross, or Jack X, however you want to pronounce it.
And for those of you watching this in chronological order, stay tuned for our commentary on Jack 2 Electric Boogaloo.
That was Monsters Unleashed.
Just mind the data commentary for those that do decide to see it in that order. Until next time, everybody.
Rise of Daxter.